All right, what is up, everybody?
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another live stream here on the Odds Jam YouTube channel with myself, Andrew, the Parlay Duck, and Matt, aka Jedi Modi. What is up, Matt?
Not much. How you doing? It's always a weird time between Christmas and or in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like kind of go back to the swing of things, but then it's like, well, not for really that long. But no, things are going well. Can't complain.
Good, man. Good. All right, let's get to it, guys. Well, let's break down tonight's game with the New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. God, I really hope. I'm going to try to be optimistic, and I hope there's going to be some scoring here. But I think, unless I'm mistaken, the Saints are coming in with a 5-quarter streak of not scoring. I think a touchdown.
Yeah, they got shut out last game.
Yeah, 5 quarters straight. So who on the Saints will break the streak and actually find the end zone tonight? Hopefully they do, because I really could use some entertainment. It's been a long day of work on a Monday, so I want to see some scoring. I may be setting myself up for some lofty expectations here, but let's break it down. So let's take a look real quick. Let's look at some of the main markets here. We got depends on where you're looking. The spread is ranging anywhere from -3 to -3.5 for the Bucks. So if you like the Bucks, you can get them as low as -3 on like Barstool and like Rivers, or else the other books already have shifted to -3.5. Money line, you're looking at Bucks roughly -184 ish, Saints +154, give or take, and the total is sitting around 41.5, or maybe if you're lucky, 41. So, any initial comments on the main markets before we dive into boosts and props and all that, Matt?
Yeah, so I don't have anything on the total, but I do like the Saints to cover the 3.5. The Saints has always played the Bucks tough, always, and even this last game they played this year, like the final score looks like the Bucks blew them out, but like the I'm trying to look at the box score because I can't remember exactly what happened, but like yeah, it was tied 3-3 going into the fourth quarter. The Bucks didn't score in the first half; they scored a field goal in the third quarter, and then they scored one touchdown and had a pick six. Like they scored a normal offensive touchdown, and then Jameis threw a pick six in the fourth quarter. So it looks like they kind of dominated, but the wheels really fell off in the fourth quarter, which obviously is more than likely to can definitely happen again with Andy Dalton. he's
Sure.
he's one to have the wheels fall off many times, but I just feel like the Saints always play the Bucks hard. So I like the Saints +3.5. That's my biggest bet for the main line.
Yeah, for me, God, I should just not lay off games I don't really have a great feel on, but I'm actually on just for a half unit. I'm not doing a full unit because I don't have a ton of confidence in either of these terrible teams, honestly. But because I got it at 3, it's still available at 3. I took it Bucks -3 on Barstool or Bet Rivers. That's where I took it. So, not a high confident pick. I'm gonna state it with that, because yes,
Yeah.
historically the Bucks play them tough. Brady struggles sometimes, versus the Saints. They, you can make the argument of him having like sundowning in late games and not performing well in these primetime spots. But you know what? I look at the talent, and they have not been able to put it together. That's the problem. But I see
Yeah.
Godwin and Evans, and you have legitimate weapons. I see the Saints not having a bunch of legitimate weapons, minus Alvin Kamara, who's been somewhat underperforming in recent games. That, God, if they could just find some semblance of chemistry and flow and provide some protection, and I think Lattimore is out, right? That's confirmed.
He is out.
That's what swayed me. I was actually going to stay away from the Bucks, but with Lattimore out, I think Evans is going to have an easier time, obviously. And if you look at some of their statistics in defending, receivers, I think they're going to have problems with Lattimore not being there to some degree against some of these top receivers that I'm going to barely half unit to win $50 profit. I'm going to roll with the Bucks one more time. Tom Brady, just come through for me this once in prime time. So that's it. I don't have a great feel for the total. I think if it was at 41, 41 and a half right now, yeah, I mean, I would probably lean under with the offensive struggles.
I agree. I would lean under.
But I don't know. I mean, that's I don't have as big of a feel on that, because who knows what happens with bad teams. It's sometimes they're so bad that they can't even guard each other. So, but if I had to, I'd probably go under. But that's it. So it looks like on today's game we're slightly on opposite sides. Where I'm hoping for the Bucks to cover -3, and Matt's on the other side of +3.5. It sounds like for the Saints. So
yeah, a little bit of opposite, a little bit against each other on this one.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about some boosts. There's one that I think you should take. It's obviously it's not a lock or a guarantee. And honestly, it looks like the max bet is pretty low, but right now on DraftKings, there is a Monday Night Football wide receiver super boost. So either Mike Evans or Chris Godwin to score. So either one can score, boosted to plus 100. One of the two is going to score tonight. I'd be shocked. And if they don't score, then I'm going to lose, and Matt's going to win. The Saints covering. So if they if they don't score, one of the two doesn't score, then something's really off. Really, really off. I already know it's off, but super off with the Bucs offense. So I think it's worth. I don't know what your maxes are, but for mine's maxed out at 25, unfortunately. But I'm going to put 25 on the wide receiver super boost on DraftKings. That's a boost I do like. So Evans or Godwin, either one.
Yeah, I mean the value there is good. I don't love it. Like Evans has been horrible. Have you seen his stats recently?
It's more Godwin has been more consistent. So I like.
Yeah, Godwin's been good.
But I like the flexibility of getting either one here. So
like a couple games ago, Mike Evans had a good night, 6 for 123. Then it's 5 for 40, 5 for 54, 2 for 31. He hasn't scored,
and those include some really bad drops too, right? Those include a few bad ones.
He hasn't scored since week 3 against the Chiefs. That's the last time he scored a touchdown.
Ouch. Maybe tonight's the night.
No, he missed a couple games. It wasn't week 3. It was his third game played.
Third game played, yeah.
But not week 3. But regardless, he hasn't scored since October 2nd against the Chiefs when he scored twice. So he's been brutal. Godwin's actually been very good. But for the value, I mean, I agree with you. You can't pass up on that type of value.
Yeah, if it helps, people in the WhatsApp group chat are just sending me pictures of Evans strolling in with his lady, and he's looking all cocky. So maybe he's going to try to impress his lady. He's going to try to impress the lady tonight. So
I mean, he's probably so happy that Marshawn Lattimore's not playing. That guy owns him every time they play. Absolutely owns him.
Well, that's the thing. I actually wasn't going to involve him in any of my like touchdown parlays that I like firing off. But then when I saw that news, I'm like, well, you know what? Like, even though he hasn't had like the best streak lately, without Lattimore there, that really makes a huge difference in my opinion. And it's not one of these like just, like some guys out in the secondary. Like it's a big deal in general. I think that matchup I think that was a bad matchup for Evans, and he really put the clamps on him. That I think that makes a huge difference for Evans tonight. So I think he'll be force fed. I think that's no doubt. I think it's going to be a Cooper Kupp force fed situation from Brady. It's just a matter of, will he be open on those routes and will he catch the ball? And, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. But he's going to be force fed like a Cooper Kupp tonight.
Yeah, see, I still think it's going to be Godwin. I think Brady trusts Godwin more. I think he likes him more. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, we'll see. And if it is Godwin, then it doesn't matter because we hit our pick anyways. So
yeah, I like it. I like it for that flexibility. Like, too bad it's only $25, but maybe your guys' maxes are a little bit different.
Mine won't even let me add it to my bet slip, so I can't. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
You got to click on the like weird rectangular icon itself.
It says opted in.
Like in that tab, press it in a blank spot away from the opt-in, but within that rectangle, and then it'll take you directly to that bet and load it into your bet slip. And then you gotta log out after you opt in and log back in. Not log out, but you have to exit out, go back in, and then it'll be there. It's weird. You gotta sometimes after the opt-in, you gotta like go out of the app and go back in, and then it'll load the boosted odds. So yeah,
it's not even loading in my. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not loading in my bet slip, but I can figure that out.
On the FanDuel side,
I do like that one. I like the FanDuel one.
Okay, I was going to ask the K Adams boost. So it's Evans, Olave, and Godwin, all three to combine for 125 receiving yards and one TD between the three of them, right? Is that how I'm reading it?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
So yeah, I mean it's basically a better version of what I just said. And this one, the max is $50, right?
And it's plus 125.
Yeah, plus 125. So I'm going to take that one as well. So
yeah. I mean, Olave and Godwin, like I could hit that. Godwin's been like his yards. He hasn't scored a lot. He's kind of come on a little bit recently, but yards alone, he's been pretty good. And then Olave's been incredible all year.
Yeah, no. And if you want to know their projections, I mean, the three of them combined, fantasy projections have them at like the three of them combined for like 179 or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really take one of them basically having like a goose egg, and you can still
getting hurt or something.
Or getting hurt. And two of them can still get it by themselves. So I like this one. I'm gonna max that at the $50 as well. So
Nice. Yeah. No, I maxed that one out as well.
Okay. So any other specials boosts floating around that either you guys have seen or Matt, any other ones that you're seeing out there? Any
No,
special boosts? Nothing else?
nothing like that. No.
Nothing like that. Okay. All right. And you said let's move on to just regular non-TD props. You said you had maybe one at least that stood out to you.
One player prop. It's pretty heavily juiced, but I just thought it was such a good play. Alvin Kamara over 3.5 receptions.
3.5 receptions. Okay.
Pretty heavily juiced at -137, but every other book, like if you looked at like the rest of the lines, it was in like the -160s, -170, a couple like high -150. So the value of it just stuck out to me. So I ended up locking in that one. But that was it. That's the only player prop I have.
And which book was that at? Where you got that?
I got it at Barstool. I'm not sure what the odds are currently.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got it at Barstool.
Yeah, a lot of them have already moved. It looks like some of them are already at 4.5 at plus odds. So it looks like you got pretty good value.
So it moved up a reception, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So all right. So let me see here. Okay. Any other ones besides that?
It's the only player prop I locked in.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to TDs. I do got a couple here that I like, and obviously I know people are going to be on the chalky ones. I do think Godwin for his consistency and the fact that his odds are actually not bad. I actually don't think, even though it, quote unquote chalky, I don't think it's bad to get him at close to plus 200 for a touchdown with his level of consistency. So as boring as that pick is, I'm stating the obvious, I know, because I'm sure people are going to be on Godwin, but I do like Godwin. I think that's pretty good value for how consistent he's been.
Yeah, I didn't lock it in, but I kept looking at his yardage, 68.5. Felt like that was a pretty good price. Like if you look at his last, this isn't perfect, obviously. But like his last two starts, 110 yards, 71 yards. Then he had a rough game, only 7 for 36, then like 6 for 75. Then he had like a 6 for 95. I don't know. He's had like as bad as the Bucs offense has been, I feel like it's kind of gone under the radar since he came back from injury. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, no, he has. And I think like you said, he's been consistent. He's been one of Brady's favorite targets. So I wouldn't be surprised if he finds the end zone today. So I don't think it's terrible if you want to take as a single straight piece Godwin, honestly, at close to, it's a hell of a lot better than getting Evan. Evans, I think has been fluctuating, but he was lower earlier, I thought, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather take Godwin at closer to plus 200 than Evans in the mid 100s right now. So
yeah, I agree.
In terms of some value ones, I do have a couple. I think, let me see here. One I like on the Saints side, and God, if they haven't scored in 5 quarters, it's kind of risky. But my value play, and I already bet this, so I am with you. I'm riding with you guys at plus 490. Adam Troutman. Troutman. Here's my rationale why. So I'm not just blindly just throwing money away. I'm probably still burning it, but not blindly. There's a little bit of a rationale is that you don't have Juwan Johnson, right? Because he's already been ruled out, right? So, but the Saints have been throwing to tight ends, meaning Troutman has been a decently reliable catcher, pass catcher. He's not like got a ton of volume, but he's caught like 14 of 16 passes, meaning he's not dropping them when you give him the chance to throw it. So I'm imagining you already have these red zone packages for tight ends for Juwan Johnson. It's like, I can't imagine if you can just get there. That's the hard part. Are they going to even get to the goddamn red zone? But if they can get to the red zone, I'm assuming because you're so limited in what you can do this season with having not many weapons besides Olave and Kamara, who's underperforming. What else are you going to do? I mean, you have Olave as an option to maybe run a fade or something. You have Kamara, who's maybe going to get stuffed at the line. So, I mean, are they going to do a Taysom Hill package or do your tight end package that you were using successfully with Juwan Johnson? So can Troutman just fill in the shoes of Juwan Johnson, maybe get 1, 2, 3 red zone targets tonight and catch one of them and convert? So I don't think it's unfeasible that Troutman can get one in the end zone. It's just a matter of, is the volume going to be there to give him some targets? He's proven he can catch them. Will they just continue to use the same tight end zone packages, basically? So I took him at plus 490. I put $41 to win 200 profit on that. So that's why one of my biggest just straight TD plays. I'm just going for value tonight, hoping Troutman's going to get there for me.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, Andy Dalton loves throwing to the tight end. So if he does take the Juwan Johnson role and they don't try to do something weird and shifty with Taysom Hill, yeah, I like it.
And then my second value one, which I know we talked about Evans. I'm not going to go crazy on this one. I'm really going to just put like a quarter unit, meaning like $25. I am going to go Evans 2 TDs because
Yeah,
he's had some down games. He hasn't scored in a bit. And with no Lattimore there, literally that's it. Maybe I'm being too emotional, but with no Lattimore there, this is your chance to finally just remind people why you're one of the top receivers and you're going to just go off tonight. And maybe he goes over, but maybe I feel like it's feast or famine with him. And maybe if Lattimore not being here juices him up, 2 TDs at plus 900-ish, I think it's on DraftKings right now. I put $25 on that right before he got on the stream. So those are my long shots. Troutman for 1 TD at plus 490, and then Evans for 2 TDs, just a quarter unit, guys. Don't go crazy because it's hard enough to get one.
I like that. Well, I like that that Evans went a lot because he is very feast or famine. Like he doesn't have average games. He's either horrible or he's incredible. And sometimes he'll have. Remember, I think this was last year. He had 2 receptions for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm almost positive that happened last year.
It's these weird games like where Kelsey had 4 TDs but had like less than
25 yards. Yeah,
25 yards. And then I got upset last night because I was all over Schultz. And then Gallup gets 2 TDs with 20 something yards, like 23 yards, 2 TDs. It's one of these weird things where I could see it happen in some realm.
Crazier things have happened.
2 or not 3 TDs or something. Who knows, man? I mean, it's feast or famine with him. So I'm hoping he's going to feast tonight. So those are my like long shot plays. So
yeah, I only had 1 touchdown score and it was pretty chalky, but not really. But Rachaad White, I thought was good value. Like I know Leonard Fournette's back, which doesn't really scare me off that much because he's been awful. He's been so bad, and at least Rachaad White has some juice, and he seems to be getting like Brady's trust as well. So when I got it, it was like such an awesome value. It was like plus 170 at Caesars.
Okay.
And the closest book had it at plus 125. It looks like it's been moved a little bit to closer to the Caesars line. So it ended up not being as good of a value as it initially was. And if you're trying to lock it in right now, FanDuel has it at plus 160. And those are now the best odds. So I did beat the best odds. But regardless, I just think he's probably going to get the most work, would be my guess, of the Bucs running backs. And if they have any success, they're going to have any success and get to the 1, it's either going to be Evans or Rachaad White. Gotcha.
But I like this guy's. That's actually not terrible. If you like the Bucs, that's pretty that's pretty good odds. And
yeah, if you want to parlay those together,
if you go with the feast or famine idea, and
if Evans goes for 100, the Bucs are probably going to win by a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're kind of correlated. Yeah, I don't hate it. All right, should we do one quick one? Should we just build something and pick up with I know we've been kind of missing each other. The two of us not been able to jump on for the holidays, travel, all that. So
yeah.
Why don't let's win one? Let's win one tonight.
Might as well. Yeah, we might as well.
Let's win tonight. So okay, let's see here. Okay.
A couple receiving stats that I like. Chris Olave, who we've talked about.
Yeah.
At 60.5. He hasn't been as good with Andy Dalton, which is concerning. Obviously, Dalton's been starting the majority of the year now. He was really good with he was really good with Jameis. But he's gone over his prop total the past 2 games, even though they didn't even score. And he had that ridiculously stupid called drop last week. Did you see that?
Yeah. I
it's
know
the dumbest thing in the world. He took 2 steps, his knee hit the ground, and then the ball came out after he was it was one of those things where the ground can't cause a fumble, but it can cause it was really dumb. Regardless, he went over the total, not even counting that because it didn't count. So if he had that, he would have gone over by even more. So I don't know what you think about Olave, but I kind of like it.
We could do an alt one's not terrible. It's 60 yards, just at 60 flat. 60 plus is minus 132. That's not terrible. We can bring it down a notch.
Yeah, it's over under is 60.5. So we'd be getting I don't know if it's personally.
It's 60. I misread it. I thought it was a 68. I thought I was looking at somebody else. I was looking at Godwin by accident. Oh yeah, 60.5. Yeah, let's just do 60.5 then.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. Minus 110. So the half yard for minus 110, I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my exact thought process. Yeah.
Okay. So Olave, which is right around his projections. And then Godwin, you want to do Godwin since we said consistency wise. I'd rather go with the consistent one instead of feast or famine.
In a parlay, I like Godwin.
Okay. So what do we want to do? Should we just do What is he
Let's
at?
see.
68.5. Should just go for his regular line. I
Yeah.
don't hate it. Why not?
Yeah, I like his regular
Okay.
line.
Let's go regular line. Godwin, Olave. Okay.
I'm trying to think, like, this game is I hate these games like this because it's not like the teams are so bad and they also don't have like their bread and butter offense. Like they don't have a bread and butter offense. Like, well, this team stinks, but you know they're gonna do X.
Well, how about Brady passing yards? You want to risk that?
I mean, I guess if we're going, what's
assuming that they're not gonna run much.
Is that 262?
That's yeah. I mean, we can.
No, that's low. It was at like when I looked earlier today, it was at like 268.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's a 262. I mean, that already brings it up to like plus 400 ish. So.
Yeah, I know. I might take that individually. I was looking at just looking at the rest of the books. Like some of them have it at like 269, like 267, 268. Like that's a pretty good price. I might add that to just my own individual bets.
Okay, 260. And you want to do? How about you want to do like a teased under?
So like alt, like 250.
Like an alt, yeah. I mean, like an alt under total points. Yeah, like.
The game itself.
The game itself.
I thought you meant this.
No, my bad. No.
Yeah. Let's see. Alternate total.
I mean, if you even go to like, I know it sounds weird because now we're adding more legs. If you even go to like under, let's say 48.5 and you tease it up by like a full touchdown ish, like you get to plus 700, plus 710.
Yeah,
like
I don't hate that.
I mean, I know that's still not a high number, but if we're really thinking they're going to struggle, I mean, we afford ourselves an extra touchdown cushion. Like it's not the worst. I mean, we could tease it up a little higher.
No, I like 48.5. It's a key number, right? The 48.
Yeah, exactly. Number. That's why I figured, okay, so we're already at plus 714 without even a single touchdown involved. So
yeah, I personally, unless you want to go for value, there's no touchdown prop that I would want to add to a same game parlay. And personally,
I like it as it is. Plus 714. That's respectable.
I think that's good. I think that's good.
Okay. All right. I'll lock it in. I like it. So Olave over 60.5, Godwin over 68.5, Brady over 262.5, all of their regular lines on FanDuel, and an alternative total under 48.5 plus 714 odds, guys. Okay.
You know what's going to happen is we're going to hit all the props, and then this is going to be like a 45 to 44 game. It's going to be like crazy scoring.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to lock that in. All right. And then last minute, I know the game's going to start in a little bit. Okay. Just total degen, out the box long shots now. Okay. Like it has got to be mid value. So no chalks. So can't be Kamara, White, Evans, Godwin. So none of those four. So everyone has to be plus 200 or above. Okay. So let's build it real fast, like a $5 one real fast. So
Tampa Bay defense touchdown.
Oh, okay.
Plus 700.
Okay. Tampa Bay defense touchdown. Okay.
Maybe like a Tom Brady QB sneak. Plus 100 and plus
okay. How about this? Realistic, even though outside the Rashid Shaheed, I know that's
that's a little more reasonable.
Unlikely, but look, this is a long shot one. So Tampa Bay defense, Rashid Shaheed. Oh my God, that's already plus 6,000. Should just
hit that. I'll put $10 on that.
Okay, I'm good. $10.
Tampa
Bay defense, Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, $10 plus 6,414 outside the box long shot. There we go. Not totally impossible, but maybe on a 1% chance, less than 1% chance, but still better than 0%.
Crazier things have happened.
All right, man. All right. Anything else before we wrap it up, Matt?
No, that's all I got. I'm not excited for the game tonight, but I will watch it because it's football and I won't complain.
Okay, let's hope we get a Troutman, some Godwin and Olave and Evans yards, some of them in the end zone, and then we'll have a good night regardless of who wins. And one of us will be happy with Bucks or the Saints covering, but if we can get the receivers to just do their jobs, well, then we'll all have a happy night probably, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And if we get a situation, I got 3.5, you got 3, so we could have a situation where neither of us lose a bet. We'll take that as well.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Check out oddsjam.com and please subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep your notifications on. Until next time, guys, good luck on all your bets tonight.
See you guys.
See you.